Here's the quick rundown of today's top stories. Friday, October 25th. Fujiwara effect. PAGASA explains possibility of Kristine's return. Severe tropical storm Kristine with international name Trami may be on track to return to Luzon after exiting the Philippine area of responsibility due to a potential interaction with an approaching tropical depression, which could trigger the Fujiwara effect. Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration explained that the Fujiwara effect occurs when two cyclones, each with at least tropical storm strength, come within approximately 1,400 kilometers of each other and begin to influence one another's movement and intensity. PBBM tells government officials, if you're tired, think about typhoon victims' condition. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos has reminded government officials to always keep in mind that there are people still struggling in flooded areas due to Typhoon Kristine, telling them to respond to them as quickly as possible. During a situation briefing on the impacts of Typhoon Kristine, Marcos told government officials to consider the struggles of the typhoon victims whenever they feel like giving up on the challenges brought by the disaster. Senators keen on questioning government agencies over multi-billion-peso flood control projects. Some senators on earlier today expressed plans to question key government agencies on their respective budget allocation for flood control projects. Senate President Francis Chiz Escudero disclosed his plan while noting how several areas in the country are still submerged in water due to Tropical Storm Kristine's onslaught. Senator Joel Villanueva noted that Bicol region alone has a combined 61.42 billion pesos budget for flood control for 2023 and 2024. 31.9 billion pesos of the DPWH's budget is allocated for the flood control of the Bicol region. Bicol province was the hardest hit by Kristine. Kristine exposed weakness in country's power infrastructure, says Herrera. House Deputy Minority Leader Representative Bernadette Herrera stresses prioritizing disaster-resilient infrastructure for the power sector after Typhoon Kristine's devastation left millions without electricity and critical services. Its torrential rains also triggered landslides, which submerged towns and crippled essential facilities, including hospitals and communications networks. Philippines-US finished talks to strengthen maritime law enforcement. The Philippines and the United States have concluded their discussions on how to strengthen their efforts on joint maritime law enforcement in a bid to reaffirm ties to address maritime challenges. Officials from both sides met in Manila on Thursday for the third Philippines-US Maritime Dialogue, a talk that reaffirmed the Philippines and the US shared commitment to uphold the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the rules-based international order. House transmits tweaked 2025 General Appropriations Bill to Senate. House Committee on Appropriations, Chairman Ako Bicol Party List, Representative Zaldi Co has confirmed the lower chamber's transmission of the 6.352 trillion pesos General Appropriations Bill to the Senate. This 2025 General Appropriations Bill, or proposed national budget, already contains the key amendments from the House of Representatives' small committee aimed at bolstering social safety nets and ensuring food security. Australia's leader rejects Beijing's claims that his country is rife with racism and hate crimes. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has rejected accusations from Beijing that his country is plagued by systemic racism and hate crimes after an Australian diplomat led a group of Western nations in renewing concerns about human rights violations in China. When it comes to China, we've said we'll cooperate where we can, we'll disagree where we must, and we'll engage in our national interest. And we've raised issues of human rights with China, Albanese said. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.